We have Elia Divi 2023, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we want to ask you a few questions. So tell us about your journey. You arrived in the United States in, was it July of 23, right?
No, it was June. Huh? Yeah,
June?
July.
July of 23.
23, yeah.
Okay, so now tell us how your journey has been, getting a job, how you go to work, how you interact with people, how you make friends. Just a general thing about like America.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for this opportunity. And my journey to come here in America, it was a little bit rough. And I have a story about that. I think I've already told you the story. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little bit rough, but the thing is, I think I got you, and then I got the place to
So you
stay.
came from Africa, you didn't
Yep.
have a host.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
went to the airport you didn't have a host because your host
Yeah. The
was
time
not gonna
I'm
host
going
you.
to my Tanzanian airport, I didn't have the confirmation that where am I going to be. So that's why I did some few calls. My friend Makulilo, and then he did. At the time, I think I was in the flight, so I bought the data from the flight Wi-Fi. So I got the message. I go, okay, you can call this lady. She's called blah blah blah. She's living in
I
New York.
remember you texting me. First, EBM called me and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I have this guy from Tanzania. He's on the flight. He doesn't have a place to go." I'm like, "How is he on a flight? He doesn't know where to go."
Yeah, that's why I said it was a little bit crazy, but I didn't know how to do because everything was ready. So the only thing was remaining was the place to stay. So, but I think I got contact from Makulilo. He connected me to you, and then I got here. It was safe. I just arrived in where I think it was JFK. So in the
Yes.
JFK, I decided to go to to the station where in Manhattan.
And so you got here, and then like because you had your flight booked to JFK,
Yeah.
then you just had to connect one to come over here.
Honestly, because
And
I
commend you
didn't
for
know
that.
like I'm coming to outside the city because by that time
Because people think it's New York
yeah,
City.
I didn't have anything to do, so
New
I
York
was
State is
accepting
big.
everything like it's okay. So it's upstate, so I checked on the map. I thought okay, it's a few hours from here, so I didn't get a flight, so I decided to go and take the bus. And then the bus, I think that time it was the night. I text you by the time I
You
arrived.
got here like 2 a.m. or something.
At you around 6. It was 6 a.m.
And then
upstate.
you were able to cure Uber.
Yeah.
Here,
Because
which
I did.
was smart.
Yeah, my card was got declared. I think because of international stuff from Tanzania in the state. So I had to convert my M-Pesa. It's a free promo M-Pesa, by the way. I had to convert the M-Pesa. They have the thing like you convert your mobile wallet into Visa card. So I convert that and then I put on my Uber. So I decided
That
okay.
was smart. Like you're the only one who ever did that. Other people are like, "Oh, how do I book this? How do I
Yeah,
book
because
this?"
here Uber it doesn't operate in cash, so
Yeah.
that was
You
a
need a
challenge.
Visa card.
Yeah, I got that, and then when I arrived instead of 6 a.m., and then you sent me the address.
The address. Then you
Yeah,
showed up.
it was
You showed up at
easy.
my house. I didn't have to pick you up.
Yeah, you
That's
didn't
why
have
he
to pick
doesn't
me
have
up.
an interview on
Yeah.
my channel. Everybody I pick up at the airport,
At the
I
airport,
have
yeah.
my camera there. So that's why Elia is not on my channel. But
Yeah, it was like a solo trip. Yeah, it was good. It was good because I
nice
just
experience. That's like you're going on vacation or
yeah
something like
all the
that.
time. Like right now, I can just decide like now I'm going to another state. It's just in the morning. Whoop, I'm going.
Because you know how to navigate.
Yeah, because I love travel. My passion it was traveling by the time, so I love traveling a lot. So that's why it was easy for me to navigate from one place to another. So
Oh,
it was
nice.
it was a good experience for me from Tanzania to JFK. It's a very nice experience, and I'm glad I met you here.
Yeah. So now you're here, and then so how job? Tell them about like a little bit about your social. It took like a hot minute. Like
Yeah,
Elia almost was having depression in there.
maybe it was not of having. I had depression for the first time in my life.
Because you are alone. Let's take him back because you were my first
The first
yes,
person in the house.
Dvlottery. So there was
Yeah.
nothing. There was no TV.
No
It was just a
TV.
mattress and a pan and plates.
Yeah, no one to talk to. So
No one to talk to.
you're busy to work, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sorry I did that to you.
No. So I
I'm-
understand because why I understand because I know in America you need to cope with the environment like time management and
Exactly.
there's no free time unless the person is off to work sometimes. So I got to learn in a hard way. Like
Yeah.
this time you need to do this. So it was a little bit I got into depression, but I thank God I overcome it very fast.
And the
Because
good
my
thing is, like,
social, the thing
once
is,
Juma asked to be hosted, I
yeah,
hosted Juma because of you. I knew he was from Tanzania, so you
Tanzania,
have
yeah,
somebody to talk
yeah,
to.
you need someone to talk to, sure. And the bad thing, like, okay, I went to social almost like 3 weeks, to the social security office, but they didn't have my information. They said blah, we didn't blah blah blah, but nothing to give me like I have like an exact answer like this is going to be, I'm going to get my social. So it took like 3 weeks until I received my social. And I
Wow.
remember once I got here, I started to look for a job, and one of the job, it was one of my dream job. I'm a photographer, so I got the photography job. And then the thing is,
You needed
I
a
felt
social.
you needed a social to confirm like you're legal here to stay in America or to work in America. So I did have that job
Yeah,
passed me like that,
yeah. But you
and
are
I've
very
never
patient.
even
You are
got it
very,
till
and
today.
people are asking, why didn't I help you get a social? You are my first guest, so
Yeah,
I was learning together with you. Like, I didn't know how to navigate, like
to
how to
navigate.
host a DV lottery with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I
sure,
didn't know
sure.
where to go for social. I didn't know where to get a job. I didn't know a lot of things. But
Yeah,
versus now, I know I have a lot of connections of jobs and everything
and
else.
everything.
But
Yeah.
so people coming right now, they're finding it easy, but they don't know people like you had to pay the price.
No, for me, the lesson also I get in my life when I'm going through tough time, I also take it is not like a challenge or thing. No, I'm taking like a I supposed to be in this situation in order to go to this
To another
to
level, yeah.
another
It's
level.
a challenge. It's a
Yeah,
learning
it's a
experience.
learning experience. So for me, it was that's why okay, I know in a social there's one, two, three. On applying job there's one, two, three. So it was not easy to get a social, but also to looking for a job, to get an interview or to go and do the interview.
Yeah.
And also the crazy thing, we did our first job. It was one of the bad. I don't want to go back in that
I
space.
forgot about that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe mention a little bit about that job because, like,
That is
you guys,
that
like, I was
place.
laughing. I know it's not
I
funny, but
even know that place till today. When I look at the Google map, I saw that place, and no, I'm not gonna back
so
this
you
place.
got a job and tell us what you did in that job.
We got a job. That was the first job we got, and then we were required to go to another location. It was far, like 20 minutes from where we stay.
And you and Juma,
Me and
right?
Juma. So we got there, and then we just found it a lumber factory. Like we know the pallet jack. They used to put some stuff like in Amazon or other stuff. So we just assemble those lumber in order, like they have the different dimension, and
So
then
you have to,
sometimes you measure with
so
the
the
tape
size, the
measure.
range per size,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you learn like okay, you can get this is the another centimeter. This is another one. So that job,
But it was heavy job.
you might
So,
like almost 6 break in that job, but
wow.
we have never recover. So we only
So,
worked for one day, and then the next day I said no,
you
I'm not
went,
going to do
Africa
that.
unasema kubeba mbao. So you were over there, you worked so hard. So you guys come from work, and then
Yeah,
I wanted to know what was the
we
experience.
didn't want to even to talk to
And
you, but
I call you, you're not answering. I call Juma. Juma is not answering. I'm like,
we
what is wrong with
because
these guys? I
by
thought you guys were dead.
by
I
the
almost drove over there.
by the time we got home, I didn't even get shower. I didn't go to shower. I just removed my clothes and put my pajama straight to bed.
So there's challenging jobs. Kazi
Yeah,
kama ya mjengo, right? Mjengo kazi.
in America, the thing is, there's not an easy job.
Yeah.
You
So
need
every
to
job,
figure out how you can make that job to be easy, just
yeah.
to adapt with it. But for that job, you cannot even adapt. I don't know how those guys they're doing that, because in Tanzania, I've never worked.
You guys
I've never
quit.
worked in a.
I've never had an African quit a job after a day of work in
No,
America.
that was quick.
That one you're like, I'm not going back. But at
No,
least you've had, like, experiences with, like, different jobs. So
yeah,
at least that's a good experience for you, having in America, being like you worked here, and you've seen, like, different jobs, the way they work. This one is harder versus this one. So
yeah,
when
yeah,
you get a
sure.
good job, you appreciate it
You
more.
yeah, because you need to just like a step. You need to start with another one, so you go up and up and up.
And up and up, you
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
school, you
You
graduate, you get a
graduate
better
and do
job.
all the stuff. So you need to go through that. It's okay. There's some people they say, not everybody should pass through that, because even you go to another way, even it's a softest way to you, but there's a challenge into that job. So for
Yeah.
me, it was I appreciate that, but I'm not gonna recommend someone to go in that job. No.
Oh, nice. So when you came here, you didn't have a car, like with the going to work and stuff like that. How do you guys navigate if you don't have a car? Like, how do you go to work and back?
No, the first time we were just looking anything like to do like the job. We were not looking for the distance. We just okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
You are not doing the math.
Yeah, the math about the distance from your location to where you're going. I remember we went to not Jamesville. There's another place. I don't remember the name. It was very far. Like if you go with the Uber, it can cost 30 to.
So which means you're just working literally to pay Uber.
To pay Uber, yeah. Even that place, they reject us. We didn't get a job. It was a food factory, I think. We were preparing like to prepare sausage and other stuff. So we did an interview with those guys, blah 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 blah. They understand everything, but by the time we were going out, and then we forgot something, and then we came back, and then I accidentally I said, okay, so guys, can we come back tomorrow? No, you're not supposed to come back. Why? No, we have just discussed with my HR here.
Yeah,
the distance, yeah, you cannot make it to work on time.
But the good thing about here, if you get a job in the right place, you can use a bus.
Yeah.
And you can use.
And that route, there is no bus because it's very far.
Yeah.
That's why. And then even by the time we were starting to look to another job, so we were just measure the distance. Okay, from here to here, the bus route. If there's no bus, at least the Uber not less than 10 minutes or more than 10 minutes or at least 7.
Yeah,
that is at least is a place. Maybe if you can rent a scooter or you can take a bus. It's easy.
Do a bike in the summer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's a good experience. Like, people before you look for a job, do the math. Make sure the transportation is not more or equal to your pay.
Yeah, sure.
The transportation has to be.
Although even Uber it costs even for 7 minutes is when you watch your bank, like the travel expenses.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it's huge. But sometimes you don't have to do it. You need to do some overtime to recover those gaps.
Yeah, exactly. So you just learn how to navigate here.
Yeah.
So how are the people you live with, like the other DV lottery winners? Do you think they are family? Are they more of strangers?
No, we just come from different places. So everybody has their behavior. Everybody, they have their culture and their stuff. So upside down, it happened. You can never say it's not happening. But the thing is, like, we are here to do 1, 2, 3. We just understand each other.
Exactly.
To anybody weakness, we just
overlook it.
Yeah, we just take it out. It's just you and your weakness is fine. We just take it easy for you.
Yeah, that's good. That's why we stay. Like you stayed with me 2 years. Juma.
Yeah. We still like family. If anything wrong, there's something wrong, you apologize, we're done.
We stay like a family. We're not into here. We don't have like any shady business. We've had like crazy people who we kicked out.
Yeah, sure.
if you're crazy, we're gonna kick you out.
Sure. That's why I say we came from a different environment.
Exactly.
That's why a lot of people
So you have to learn to adopt, learn to live with people. Don't be toxic. Don't be there.
Don't be toxic, and don't expect more.
Yeah.
You just do on your own lane. Do on your own. Just you don't have to do things too much or just do be you. That's it. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's good. It was nice talking to you. So
thank you.
Results are coming out on May 3rd. So I wish everybody luck. What about you?
Yeah, I wish them well for people who applied last year. So, and I think they'll get it, and you're welcome in advance.
You're welcome. You'll come over here. You'll see. Now we're doing interview over here. They keep calling Muturwa. So this is now we're in a different location. We came to get pizza over here, which is like right.
Yeah, we still have Pizza Hut here. So
Pizza Hut. So we're gonna get pizza for dinner. All right, you guys. Elia, thanks so much for giving the brief interview. We'll be seeing you more.
Thank you. We'll see me more.